Alrighty, what is up, guys? My name is Corey, and today I'm going to be showing you how to add a dance avatar or a dance to your avatar, plus a song or an audio source of your choice using the SDK3, VRC SDK3. It's a very simple process, but if you don't know how to upload avatars to VRCHAT or edit menu gestures, then it can be a little bit complicated. But if you already know how to do this, then it should be pretty straightforward. I will have time cards or time slots or whatever you want to call it on the video, so go ahead and skip to the part that you want to learn, and if you don't know any of it, then go ahead and watch the whole video through. Alright, so first, like any avatar we do, go ahead and add your avatar descriptor, just like that. And you're going to want to go ahead and customize the playable layers. Press on effects, or FX, my bad. And then on the expressions, go ahead and click on the customize as well. Now, if you uploaded or imported the VRC SDK right, you should have another little tab when you right click in your project folder and you go to create, and it should say VRChat avatars and expression parameters and expression menu. You're going to want to add both of these. I'm going to go ahead and add the menu. I'm going to call it menu. Whoops. And I'm going to add the parameters and call it params. Doesn't matter what you call it, but this is what I call it. Next, you're going to want to navigate to your VRC SDK folder, go to examples 3, animation, controllers, and then find VRC avatar v3 hands layer 2. It should be this one, but you can see the name right here. I use hand layer 2. I guess it really doesn't matter if you use hand layer, but I used to, just because. Alright, so go ahead and duplicate that. Rename it to gesture controller or whatever you want to call it, and for the sake of OCD, I like to add it to the folder that I'm working with. Alright, so now that we have all that, go ahead and highlight your avatar once more and drag on your gesture controller to where it says effects on the right. Do the same thing for the menu, where the menu goes in the expressions area, and the params in the parameters area. Perfect. So once you have this, go ahead and highlight your params, and then you'll have this little menu right here. The first 3 should be already filled in. Don't touch those. Go up to parameter 4 and name it something that you will remember. For this, I'm going to call it dance 1. No space, no capitals, just dance 1. Don't change this. Keep it as integer, and you should be good. Next, highlight your menu. Go to add control and call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it first dance. The icon can be changed to whatever icon you want. That's just going to have a little picture on the menu. The type, change it from button to toggle. And then parameter, go ahead and bring out that drop menu and click on the new one that we created called dance 1. Don't change any of these settings, just leave it as is and you should be good. Alright, so now we have to actually add the avatar that's going to be dancing. So what we want to do first is go ahead and highlight your avatar or drag in whatever avatar you want to be dancing. But I'm just going to use the same Ybot that I'm using right here. I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate it. And then on the duplicate avatar, make sure you do not have an avatar descriptor or a pipeline manager. That way VRChat doesn't think you're uploading 2 avatars, it just sees 1. Alright, so now go ahead and drag in your Ybot or your avatar, dance avatar, into the root of your original, just like this. And of course, with any dance we need music, so I already have this one right here. It's just a little bit dubstep. Pretty simple. Go ahead and drag that into your hierarchy, and it should create a new audio source component. Once you have that, go ahead and change all the settings you want. I'm just going to make the minimum distance to 8 and the maximum to 15. That way it doesn't bother too many people. Once you have all of your settings tweaked, go ahead and drag in your audio component to your duplicate dance avatar. To make this a little bit more, I guess, easier to read, I'm just going to go ahead and call my duplicate avatar dance avatar. Alright, so the first few steps are done. Now what we want to do is, by default, hide your dance avatar. That way when you launch the game or you log into VRChat, it doesn't automatically show it and it doesn't automatically start dancing. Instead, it's hidden. Alright, so we never added our dance yet. I have this one. It's just a Fortnite dance. It's actually kind of stupid, but there you go. That's Fortnite for you. Go ahead and drag that onto your dance avatar, not your original. Make sure that you do not drag it onto your original avatar. Alright, so once you have it all set up like this, and everything's all good, go ahead and we are going to create the on and off gesture animations. This will basically allow you to turn your dance avatar on, hide your original body, which is just these right here. Yours might be called body. I'm using a YBot, so mine is called alpha joints and alpha surface, but if you have something called body, that's just the mesh. You can change, that's where you change like the materials and all that stuff. And specifically for that, I'm just going to change my dance avatar to a red one. Alrighty, so first we're going to go ahead and right click in our project folder, go to create, go to animation, and call this on or whatever you want to, but make sure that this is the on button. And same thing, go ahead and duplicate your on button and call it off or whatever you want to. And just like with any animation that we or gesture animation, we always have to duplicate our original avatar. That way we don't fuck up our original avatar. So duplicate and then drag on the two new animations that we created onto your duplicate. It should add another animation controller. Don't worry about it. We'll delete it later. Alright, so this is where it gets a little bit complicated unless you already know how to do this. Go ahead and highlight your duplicate avatar. Go into the animation tab, and if you don't have the animation tab, it should be up here in window, animation, and animation right here. Go ahead and click that and then drag it to wherever you want. And make sure you look at which animation we are editing. So we'll start with the off animation, and we'll go ahead and add property. Go to your dance avatar and click on the is active plus button. So if you're editing the off button, make sure that this is unchecked, your dance avatar, I mean. And we're going to go ahead and go to the one frame and do the same thing by just double clicking. Make sure that it's off, 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 off. And lastly, you should have another little keyframe at the 1 second mark. Just go ahead and delete that. We don't need it. And then same thing with the on animation. Go ahead and click that and add your dance avatar. And instead of having it turned off, this is going to activate our dance. So we're going to click the check button. Same thing at 1. Go ahead and check it off, and it should make 2 frames right here, or 2 keys. And delete the last one. Perfect. So now we have to hide our original avatar's alpha joints and or body or whatever it's called for you. So same thing, add property, alpha joints or body, and click on the is active button. Now I'm editing the on button, which means I want to hide my original body, which means I have to uncheck our alpha joints or body and do it to the same, do it to the first frame. Now I also have the alpha surface, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Whoops. There we are. Same thing, go ahead and go to your off animation. You can do this all in one run. I'm just kind of, I fucked up, so I'm doing it a little bit longer. But since this is the off, we want it to show our original body, since our dance avatar isn't going to be showing. So there we are. And they're automatically already checked. So remember, for off animation, hide your dance avatar, show your original body. For your on animation, hide your original body and show your dance avatar. Now, if you noticed, we did drag in our audio source to our dance avatar. That's because when we activate our dance avatar, it'll automatically activate our audio source as well. That way we don't have to make another component in our off and on animation button. So once you have this all set up, you should be able to just delete your duplicate avatar. We don't need it anymore. And the same thing with the avatar controller or the animation controller that was created when we dragged on those 2 animations. All right, so whatever step this is done. Now it's time to create the actual gesture in the menu. My bad, we already did that. I forgot. Now it's time to edit the gesture controller, the one that we got from the VRC SDK folder. So go ahead and highlight it, and then go up to your animator tab, If you don't have the animator tab, same thing, window, animation, and then you should see animator. Go ahead and click that and drag it to wherever you want. I put it up here. And now first go to your parameters tab right here, click on the little plus button, and click on int for integer. Now whatever you named it inside of your params right here, this name, make sure that it is the exact same thing right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and, there we go, dance 1. And now go to your layers button, and same thing, go ahead and click on this little plus. And this can be called whatever you want, but I'm just going to call it dance 1. I put a little space in there, but it doesn't matter. Next, go ahead and click on this little gear. And where it says wait, go ahead and bring this all the way up to 1. And now this is kind of a complicated part, but it's not. It just depends how you look at it. First, we are going to want to drag on our off animation. Don't drag on the on first, or else it'll automatically play the animation when you log into VRCHAT. We don't want it to do that. We want it to play when we toggle it. So go ahead and drag on the off animation, and it should automatically be connected to the entry button. Next, drag in your on wherever you want, but I'm just going to put it next to it. Now highlight your off animation in the animator tab, right click and click on make transition and drag it onto the on button. Same thing, highlight your on button, make transition and drag it onto your off. Now you should see these two little arrows right here. The one going from off to on, go ahead and highlight that one, and you should see a little conditions button right here. Click on the plus, gesture left, change it to the parameter we made, which is dance 1. Instead of greater, if it's going from off to on, put it to equals, and then change the 0 to 1, and you should be good. Now we're going to click on the other line going from on to off, and same thing, plus, change it from gesture left to dance 1. This greater, instead, if it's going from on to off, click on the not equal button, and then change this to 1. There's a lot of different ways you can set up a animation like this. But this, in my opinion, is the easiest way, and it works the best for me. So this is how I do it. Now that we have that all done, you're basically done. You can upload your avatar. Just make sure that your dance avatar, the duplicate that we put into the root, is unchecked or deactivated by default. That way, when we log into VRCHAT, it does not play. It does not automatically start dancing. It does not automatically start the music. We have to press on that little button that we created in the menu to start the animation. So just to show you that this works, I'm going to go ahead and upload this. I'm just going to call this dance tutorial. Go to my SDK. And you can either build and publish or build and test. If you build and test, other people won't see your avatar except for you, but it does upload a lot faster and it doesn't make it official. So I'm just going to go ahead and build and test. And I will see you in VRCHAT. Alright, so just a little side note. This isn't very important, but it is. For the dance animation, make sure that it is looped if you want it to be looped. This is just a looped dance, so it'll just keep doing this and this and this until it can't no more, which is never. But go ahead and click this loop time if you want to keep going and going and going. If you just want it to dance once throughout the animation and then stop, you don't have to click this, but I personally always click it. Same thing with your audio. Go ahead and highlight it and click on that little loop button at the top. My bad. This audio. Click on that little loop right here if you want it to loop the song as well. Alright, so if all goes right, you should be able to see your avatar in the avatars. Whoops. That's what happens when you have a screen shader on the intro. But you should be able to see your avatar in the other section. Here it is right here, SDK Dance Tutorial. Go ahead and change. And then by holding R if you're on desktop, or the expression menu if you're on VR, you should get this little expressions. Go ahead and click on it. And then here's our first dance, just to test it out. As you can see, it works perfectly. It hides our original avatar. We can move around, and we just keep dancing and dancing and dancing. And then you can click it again to stop it. That's where that toggle feature comes in play. Other than that, you're basically done. There's not much else to it. This is actually a very straightforward tutorial, and this can be applied to adding like a object, like a sword or a gun, or really anything that you want. Except you won't have to hide your original avatar unless you're adding a dance avatar. So guys, I hope that this helped you out at least a little bit. This is how I set it up. I know there's different ways of doing it, and I know there's probably more effective or efficient ways of doing it. But personally, this is my favorite. This is the easiest for me, and this is how I learned, and I'm just going to share my knowledge with you guys. So no need to comment, subscribe, or like the video. I'm not worried about that. As long as this helped you out, that's all that matters. And I will see you in the next tutorial. Have a good day, guys.